What up, though? It's Jalen Rose, popping the trunk. You know it don't stop. And I'm really fortunate today. One of my favorite people in the industry was on the block, dipped into a spot, and took time out of his schedule to join me. And it's only right I termed this episode Buffalo Soldier. Our next guest has been anointed as one to look out for as it relates to hip hop's greatest. He's been co-signed by Jay, Eminem, and even Alicia Keys. Had the screw face listening to your music, kind of like I be having. Westside Gunn is bringing hip hop back to its grimy beginnings as a solo artist and as 1/3 of my favorite group, Griselda. He's got a new album and he's here to talk about it. Buffalo, New York's finest, Westside Gunn. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Boom, boom, boom. You already know, man.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, family. The Fly God has joined me, and everybody know your schedule is crazy busy, so I appreciate it. But I want to go back to the beginning. What was it like growing up with Conway and Benny in Buffalo, and did you always know you wanted to work with them, whether it was street life and or music?
Well, you know, we real family, so we've been together our whole life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when, you know, Benny didn't even know how to rap. I made him rap, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Because I was a little older, me and his brother Shingo was a little older. Me and Shingo first cousins. My mom, his mom, they first cousins, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was there the day Benny was born, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the hospital, you know what I'm saying? Like, so growing up, you know, he was the little cousin. You know, of course we grown now, but you know, growing up, he was the little cousin, you know what I mean? So me and his brother, you know, and Conway, you know, we was a little older doing, you know, older things, you know what I'm saying? So even when we started trying to rap when we was kids, we used to make Benny do the beatbox, you know what I'm saying? Or he the backup dancer, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we used to have to make him rap, you know what I'm saying? I kind of taught him how to rap, and now he's one of the GOATs, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's just like, you know, growing up with them, man, it was fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo was, you know, it's a wild place, but man, we enjoyed it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Conway growing up was always like the illest, you know, rap in the city, even when we was kids, like 14, 15, where like, you know, Wu was in their prime. I'm telling you, Conway could have been in Wu-Tang in 96 when we was kids.
Wow. That's
for real.
Crazy.
That's how raw he was then. Like, literally, we had our own beats, everything. We was ahead of our time. Like, we had our own in-house producers, everything. Shit was sounding like Riz at 14 years old.
That's crazy. And that reminded me of Benny got a song that I love, 97 Hove. So that is that era that you guys, you know, were coming up. So as Buffalo kids, tell us about your childhood. Like, what were your surroundings? Like, one of my favorite artists is Melly Mel. And I remember listening to The Message, and it was broken glass everywhere, people pissing on. So what was it like for you growing up?
I mean, you know, like I said, Buffalo is crazy. And, you know, we not, you know, those spring chickens, like, you know what I'm saying? We late 30s, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we grew up during that crack era, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I love my mom, you know, I love everybody, mom, but we had to, you know, when people say that story, you don't have no dad, mom's on crack. That was all of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was really our life, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we had to have like my grandmother take care of me, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, my aunts take care of Benny, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, you know, we had other family members to step in because our moms was, you know, out there. Like, my mom had me at 16, you know what I'm saying? So she was already a kid having a kid. She ended up marrying a stone cold killer, you know what I'm saying? So that was that life. Like, I grew up around that, like, seeing a lot of violence, you know what I'm saying? Seen a lot of drugs, seen a lot of, I don't think a week or two.
I don't think a lot of people know that about Buffalo, though. You know what I'm saying? Like Buffalo is kind of you don't think of Buffalo and think of hip hop, you know, you think of New York City. So when I think of Buffalo, I think of cold. And your music sounds cold. So can you tell me about the influence of growing up in Buffalo on your music?
I mean, everything is Buffalo. Everything we rap about literally is Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't rap about nothing else, but can I cuss?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. I only rap about grimy shit and fly shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get too much of nothing different from me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's all I rap about. Because that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? And I put the jail bars in there because I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't speak on nothing else. But it was just like, you know, the city was wild. We grew up in like the Sly Green era. I don't know if you're familiar with Sly Green, but that's like a big homie of mine. I always say free Sly in every album I ever came out with. And if you don't know him, look him up. He got stories on History Channel, A&E. This is a Buffalo kid, you know what I'm saying? Which is an OG, but like, you know, even when he had court, you couldn't even come into like a 3-mile radius of the court building when they brought him to court. They had to bring him on a helicopter, land on the roof. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gave him 4 lives, you know what I'm saying, plus 130 years. And like, you know, it was a crazy time. People were scared to come out, you know what I'm saying, the house. It was just wild, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, it's different when you're a kid because you really don't really like know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even with the rap music, like, we used to listen to the NWAs and all of that, but it's not like we really got it, you know what I'm saying, until we was, you know, maybe 11, 12, and then really understood it. Because now we seeing a lot more, you know what I'm saying? And I always say, you know, rest in peace, Bacon, because me and him lived in the same house, you know what I'm saying? And that's my uncle. He got killed when I was in 8th grade. He was young. He got killed when he was like 21. You know what I'm saying? But he was already like running my neighborhood at 21. You know what I'm saying? So this is the same person I lived in the same house with. You know what I mean? 21, count thousands, cooking work, you know, bagging, dice games in the living room. This is Buffalo, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm blessed to still be here because we lost so many people. You know what I'm saying? Like, between me, Conway, and Benny, it's countless of people we lost. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying? And still losing to this day because everybody's still in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because we rap, we the only people that ever made it out of Buffalo. So you got a whole city of people that's still going crazy. Correct. Right now, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And you, the brainchild in a lot of ways of turning the street life into Griselda Records.
Correct.
When did you know that you were a special artist and talented curator? Because you're more than just music. You're really into art. You're really into originality. So when did you know that you had those traits?
Honestly, like, everything you see right now, it started 30 years ago. You see what I'm saying? From the art to the wrestling, to the fashion, to the curation. Ever since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? It started in 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? So what, 19 years old? Started in 5th grade. My best friend still to this day, he still do my cover work right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still had him just do the back cover for part 8 just yesterday for part 2. You know what I'm saying? But we started off together. Like, my crew's still the same crew since I was 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? I meet people throughout the years, but people I actually consider brothers and family. It's 20 years plus, easy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Victor, he was just dope drawn. You know what I mean? You know, we was collecting comic books and sports cards and all of that. But he was crazy. Like, he was, to be 10 years old, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I always had the brain, like I said, you know, he'd make the characters and I come up with the story. And my first name is Alvin, his first name, you know, Victor. So we had Altor Comics. Like, that was my thoughts then. Like, I'm gonna use the beginning of my name and the end of your name. We gonna come with Outdoor Comics. And we had a dude with baggy jeans and a white beater named Brooklyn. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we was going with our shit at 10 years old. By the time we made 12 years old, you know, we had our own little crew I started up. All of us was in it. Everybody could, you know, Benny, Conway, Victor, you know, Sheen Gun. We all had a crew I named, you know what I'm saying, called Forerunners. You know what I'm saying? And
at 9 and 10 years old, you're like networking across. You're getting all your homies, everybody on the block.
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. Then, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was Victor a draw. I tell him what to draw. He'd draw it. I'm talking about 12 years old. I'm going to the screen printing place, you know, getting shirts made. We wearing them to school. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the clothing thing is not, it didn't just start because I got a record deal. It's because I've been doing it since 12. You know what I'm saying? So the difference between me and a lot of rappers and a lot of people you see today, this is really me. You see what I'm saying? When I do the art, that's really me. I have millions worth of art. You know what I'm saying? You know, the designer clothes. I was wearing designer clothes since 98, 99, because Buffalo never had designer clothes. We never had a designer store. But what happened was I was visiting Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Every spring, our spring break was Freaknik. So you could just imagine we coming from Buffalo.
I saw you down there.
You're dating yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Our spring break was Freaknik. So we go down there and we have a ball, but then I could go to Lenox Mall and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I could go to Bernini and get some iceberg. You know what I'm saying? Go to Eddie's Gold, go get a platinum grill. I was doing all of that. So I take it back to Buffalo and just be stunting. So I always was popular. I always was fly. I always was ahead of my time. I always made my own money since a shorty. And like I said, the hustler in me was just like, anybody could tell you, you know, anybody that know me could tell you, like, I was the guy who, you know, even when we was kids, if you was a card collector, I was the guy that went to the flea market and bought the boxes of cards so you buy the packs for me in school. It was always supply and demand. You know what I'm saying? You like when the jerseys was big, when everybody was wearing jerseys and, you know, like 9-5, everybody, you know, 9-4, when everybody was trying to get the Larry Johnsons and the, you know what I'm saying? All the players, all the Matumbo, the old Nuggets, 55 Matumbos and all of that. Like I was the person that was, you know, going to Champion Outlet. Like I was just a hustler. So if you go to the store, just say for instance, there was $50. I go to Champion Outlet, it might have like a little defect. You can't even tell for $15. I get those for 15, come to school, sell them for 30. You see what I'm saying? So I was making double ups because you a kid, so you might can't get $50, but you could get 30. So I always was the guy. 7th, 8th grade, I don't know how the teachers in school let me do it. Every day during lunch, I had pizzas delivered to the school, and I was selling slices of pizza during lunch to the kids. Like I was 12, 13 years old, getting called to the office, going down, literally buying the pizzas in the office, taking it upstairs and selling pizza.
You can't stop the hustle.
Can't stop the hustle.
Even in elementary school.
I hustle every day. I was just hustling before I got on this call. I don't stop.
Well, you touched on the fact that like Conway was hot in 97 and you started Griselda Records in 2012. So can you tell me about the gap between when he was rapping and getting producers like in the 90s to now?
Well, you know, I say like 2001 or 2, he really started going higher with my homie Spoons. You know what I'm saying? I got a song called Spoons on the new album, but that song is named after the homie who kind of took Conway in because he was so, you know, so dope. And Spoons was like, you know, this is back in the day, but you know, he was the man that had the money, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
If you wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? So the studio was in a trap, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in there, hoodies on, fatigues, Timbs, smoking, drinking, you know, just grinding out, you know what I'm saying? And you know, fiends coming to the back door. You know what I mean? So that's how we really was there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about every single day, like nonstop. So, you know, that's the thing. I'm not gonna say I didn't really want to do it, but Conway was the man. And Spoons had the money. So he literally bought a whole studio for Conway.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? Just because he knew how dope he was. So they was rocking out. And that's when I started going over there, rhyming a little bit. But my style was so much different from theirs. Like, cause I was more like trying to be like super lyrical, you know what I'm saying? At that time.
Did you have the same inflection? Did you have the same inflection that you have now? Because your sound is really unique. And I know sometimes people kind of compare it to Ghost a little bit, but like your sound is like, you know, when you're listening to Westside Gunn. There's no confusion.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you go right now, listen to FNIC, Flyest Nigga in Charge. If I could say that too.
Yes.
Absolutely. You can say whatever you want. This is your home, family.
You know what I'm saying? This
is your home. You can say whatever, whenever. We just getting started. I'm coming to the studio. I'm coming to shows. We doing it all.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, no, you more than welcome. It would be an honor, man, honestly. And yeah, so I did FNIC at 04, 05. So I just released it last year. You know what I'm saying? So you could go right now and actually listen to my music from 04, 05. And it sounds exactly the same. I was talking about Gucci, Prada, Bathing Ape, all this shit in 04. You know what I'm saying? 05. I had my first song on there was called 08 shit, but it was in 05 when I made it. Because I felt I was ahead of my time then.
That's when I graduated from high school, and so much has changed since 04. That's crazy.
Sure.
But that's timeless.
You know,
that's timeless.
That was the Dipset era, the G Unit era.
Yes.
You know, that was those times, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta think that was really like, you know, we're grown and we really like making money. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, like I said, Conway was doing this thing. I was going back and forth making money because, like I said, I used to go to Atlanta during all the holidays. I went there for my junior year and got my kid's mom pregnant. And I had 2 kids when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So I was, you know, finessing, like I said, supply and demand. I just took it to another level once I got older. I was living in Buffalo, going to Atlanta, and then I'm looking at the price difference of this and the price of, you know what I'm saying? And it was like
the cost of living is cheaper in Georgia, ladies and gentlemen.
I know firsthand.
Like, I gotta take this Greyhound more often. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that I learned that route. That was the back of my hand. I knew where the dogs was gonna be at. I knew where they was gonna stop it at. I knew where it was this. I knew, like, I had it all mapped out to a science. You know what I'm saying? And so I was getting my money like that while they was still rapping. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Benny started rocking with DJ Shay, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? And Shay took, you know, Benny in. So then Conway started going over there to his studio, and all of that was going on. Like, they was really doing it. I wasn't. Like, I was just like Spoon's house, making songs every now and then. And that all those songs end up being the FNIC. And I was curating then. I have a song with, you know, Conway, Benny, you know, Sheen Gun. Then it might just be me and, you know, Conway. Like, the same way I do now, I was doing when I tried it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was already on that because I always like brought the best out of people. It really never was about me when it came to rapping. You know, people always want to be saying they the best MCs, they the best rappers. Like, I still feel right now, I'm in the top 10 in the game right now, and I don't even like rapping. So that lets you know
some of the flex. I'm glad you just went there. So, like, I'm a diehard Westside Gunn fan, and so is my super producer, Jam. And some of my favorite songs that you appear on is when you boast about not having to rap.
Yeah.
I ain't even got to rap.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I love when you do that. Please go further with that.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. Like, you know, fast forward, I know kind of rewind a little bit. I know we was talking about how I got to, you know, where I was at. So I went on a run and I went down to Alabama, you know what I'm saying? And they were still doing their thing. I was down there trying to get Machine Gun down there because I literally like was in the country. I took it over by myself. I literally just went down there for the first time by myself, didn't know nobody. I met my cousin. It's just so, it was coincidentally that he moved from Detroit like 2 weeks before I moved there. So he didn't know anybody. He was straight from the west side of Detroit, Cartiers, box Chevy, sitting on, you know, twos or fours back then. You know, he was just straight Detroit, you know what I'm saying? I was straight Buffalo. So when we linked, you know, I was, you know, getting to the bag still, but I was on a run. Trying to get Sheen Gun to come down there. I was talking to him, and he had some issues that happened the day before that. I was about to go to the Greyhound station. Like I said, even on the run, the hustle didn't stop. I'm like, they're gonna catch me anyway. One day, I might as well still try to run this bag up. So when I'm locked up, I'm good. My kid's good. You know what I'm saying? So because I had that route good. Like I'm telling you, like I was I'm a master hustler. You know what I'm saying? So you know, like I said, and you know, Shinga ended up passing, and I ended up doing some time. When I came home, I got back to the bread again. But Conway is more lit. Benny is more lit. You know what I'm saying? In Buffalo, like Jay-Z and Nas are Buffalo now. You know what I'm saying? My other homies, they getting bags, they getting money. And I'm like, damn, okay, they getting money, you know, whoop, whoop, whoop. And that's what I was like, okay, I'm gonna get behind Conway because I always had the business mind. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna get behind bro. I'm back to getting bread. I end up violating, going back to jail. You know what I'm saying? So during this year and a half when I was gone, they really turning up. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, the South is booming. You know what I'm saying? With the music. It's a different time. 2010, 2011, it's a different time. The trap then took over. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Conway and Benny, they was on a trap shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good. Imagine. So now we in the strip clubs in Atlanta. We going crazy. I hollered at DJ Infamous, Ludacris DJ. I know y'all know DJ Infamous. Yes, I hit him up for a mixtape. I hit up Trapaholics for a mixtape. Like I was just doing all of that shit for Conway. And then that's when he ended up getting shot. You know what I'm saying? We was turning up. And that's when I started rapping. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, damn, what I'm gonna do. I already started getting, you know, the right connections and moving the right way. But I'm like, yo, I haven't rhymed since 05. It's 2012 now. So for 7 years, I didn't rap at all.
Wow.
For 7 years, I didn't rhyme one time.
What? Wow.
Not one time.
And this man is on Donda right now.
Right.
This man is on Donda right now. This
Got
man,
the Donda on.
Wow. For 7 years?
For 7 years straight, didn't rhyme one time.
Crazy. So I want to know what's your mindset when you started Griselda, right? Because you started in 2012. And
it started off as the clothing line first.
But everybody on the label, including Griselda, has pushed out so many projects, albums, mixtapes. Bars. Like you guys are like moving it like it's product. Like what was the mindset behind like we gotta release all this music? Like what was your thought process?
Again, it was supply and demand. Like I said, I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? And I knew like the more music come out, the more merch I can do, the more vinyls I can sell. I turned my street life in ways I was getting money into the music. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I applied the same pressure. You know what I mean? I'm like, if I'm going to stop doing the streets, I got to make it, you know, work this way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we was, you know, because like I said, it started off doing the clothes, Griselda by Fashion Rebels. And when I first did, it's crazy because, you know, of course, when Conway got shot, it came out the thin air. You know what I mean? We was never expecting that.
Right.
So before we went, you know, to Buffalo when it happened, we was in the studio nonstop. It was an engineer just recording everything with Conway. So when I decided to rap, I went back to the same engineer. Like, yo, look, I'm about to try my hand again. I haven't rhymed in 7 years. You know, I'm about to look for some instrumentals. I didn't even have a producer because Conway was rapping on trap. Mm-hmm. Mind you, when I wanted to start back, it was this sound. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I know. It's the same sound I had in 0405. So I'm like, you know, Rock Marcy, nice. I'm thinking of people that's nice that I could get their instrumental. So, you know, I'm, you know, YouTubing or, you know, Googling, you know, DJ Premier beats, Alchemist beats, Rock Marcy beats, you know, things like that, because I didn't have, you know, producers. So I was just doing all that. The engineer really didn't take me serious. It was just like, he was blowing me off, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, all he's in Atlanta, all he doing is recording trap shit all day long. When Conway rap, you know, when Conway even rapping, it's on trap music all day long. So now when I'm telling him to press play and it's some Alchemist shit, he just like I'm talking, he was going to sleep and everything. And I was offended. The last day I finished Hitler 1, the last day I finished part 1, and I had to pay him, I threw all the money in his face like a baseball.
Wow.
Boom. You know what I'm saying? And he just looked at me. He was twice my size. He just looked at me. And he didn't, like, he was in shock. He didn't even want no smoke or nothing. You know what I mean? Because I felt he deserved that because he didn't take me serious. Like I would ask for studio time and he'd blow me off for like one of the day 26 members or somebody just trying to go solo. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, mind you, I'm still a street dude. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm still me. I've only been out of prison 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, bro, you playing with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So
that's so full circle though, because that's how people in New York used to feel about people in the South. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, what is this shit? You know? And so the fact that you're playing like shit that's classic sounds, and he's just like not feeling it. But that's another thing that I love about you and what you've put out, is that you've made me a fan of people that I would have never known. Like, I never heard of Derringer. I've never heard of Denny LaFleur, and some of the rap features that you have. So like, how do you source new talent?
Yeah, well, you know, it's crazy because I was literally about to get to Derringer. You know what I'm saying? It's like how it started. Like, I'm going through the timeline. So when I was doing part 1, I had all instrumentals. So when I was done, I'm like, damn, I wonder what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because for real, this is what I was thinking. I'm like, damn, I wonder what happened to the little white dude that used to make the beats. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. You know, because you know he you know what I mean. You know, it's 2 different worlds.
Yeah. Right.
But I knew him before I, you know, went on the run and all that, because it was a spot I used to go to called Baby Steps in Buffalo, and everybody in the hood did not go there. But that's where that was where the real culture was at: breakdancing, graffitiing, open mic. They have freestyle sessions. The beats was crazy, just real raw underground shit like nobody in the hood never heard. And because, like, you know, I was a hustler, so I was going to the suburbs, and it was a different world out there. They was listening to different music. They wasn't on Dipset, G Unit. They was on, you know, nonfiction and, you know, neck roll and all type of crazy beats. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I applied that to my style. That's why I was saying I was super lyrical and all that, because I was over there and I try to bring it to the hood, and they ain't even take me serious. They like, man, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was trying to find myself. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But I'm like, yo, I wonder what happened to dude that was making those beats. I reached out on Facebook. I'm like, yo, send me something, bro. I just finished the tape, but it's all instrumentals. I need something. Let me see what you got. And he sent me Mess Hall Talks. I did it right on the spot, sent it back to him. He was surprised how quick it was. I'm like, yo, I need you to send me everything you have. Everything he sent ended up being part 2. with the Chanel ski mask.
Okay.
I made the whole tape in one day. Everything he sent, I made the whole part 2 in the same day.
Wow.
Everything. The whole album that you hear, I literally started, you know, it was about maybe 4 in the morning. I ended it probably like 2 o'clock the next morning. But that was the whole album. I did it just one day. Lot of smoke. It was only me and Camouflage Monk in the room. You know what I'm saying? He was my engineer, and we did everything on the spot. And that's when I knew I was special. That day. That was the day. That was the day that changed everything when I made part 2. And I was always fly, so I put the Chanel ski mask on. You know what I'm saying? Monk even took the picture, like we was working. Then I sent it to Victor because I told him he do the art. So, you know, he cropped it, put the parental sign, he did the back cover. And we was just like, yo, now it's on. You know what I'm saying? This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Nobody gonna know who I am. I got this mask on and I'm about to just go hard with it. So I never sold music. I was giving it away for free. You know what I'm saying? So I go print up 1,000 CDs and just put them in every liquor store, every clothing store. If I see you at the gas station,
marketing.
Yeah, I didn't want no money.
Jalen, like Jalen says, pop the trunk.
Guerrilla marketing.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Usually people be like, hey, you know, how much you know, or I don't got no money, or nah, I just want you to hear it. And the good thing about it was the cover was so dope with the Chanel ski mask. People were like, damn, what is this? So they was putting it in anyway. So it was a wild story how it happened. I was on a mega bus, still hustling, getting to it. And because the Greyhound was getting kind of shaky, so I had to switch it to mega bus.
But the mega bus ain't sweet either. The mega bus.
No. But you know,
were you on the top deck? Were you on the top deck? Which?
Of course, I was always on the top deck.
Which side? The front or the back?
In the front.
Where there's nobody in front of you and it's just the windows?
Nah, I mean, I was never really just in the front at the glass, but more towards the front. But it was different because, like I said, I'm a calculated dude, and Megabus at that time, you get picked up at a corner.
Right.
It was never bus stations then. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I used to be so cheap. They'd pick you up at no terminal. They'd pick you up at the corner with a time to switch buses. They'd just drop you off you'd be on a straight in Cincinnati, just on a corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was sweet. It was no police. You know what I mean? And I was running that, you know, for a long time. And what happened was I had Bust a Move. I had the CD on me. And shout out to A.A. Rashid. He on all my music too. He do all the talking in the beginning, all my intros. You know, Kicking Knowledge. And I gave him the CD. Because I was designing the course already because, you know, Griselda already started as the clothing line. So I had on a crazy jacket I made, one of one. And he loved the jacket. He was like, yo, you know, what kind of jacket is that? And I'm like, yo, I made it myself. He was like, okay, yeah, I'm in the fashion and you know. And I'm like, yeah, I do fashion. I do music. We just kicked it. He had a good vibe. I was talking to him. I had crazy work in the book, you know what I mean? And the duffel and everything. I'm just talking to him, you know, being regular.
Right.
He was like, I was like, you know what? I got a CD for you. So I gave him the CD with the Chanel mask. And I'm thinking like, if he loved his jacket, he's in the fashion.
Exactly.
And when I gave him the CD and he seen that Chanel mask, he was shocked. He looked at me like, damn, why you even on this, you know what I'm saying, on this bus? But you know, you know, he knew, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, man, I'm about to actually go to LA soon. And you know, I got some friends out there, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, cool. You know, get at me. And it's crazy. He ended up giving that CD to Planet Asia. Planet Asia ended up telling Alchemist about me. Alchemist ended up telling like Action Bronson about me. Shit just started trickling. That's how it even happened. Me on that bus with that jacket I designed started all of this.
How about
Gave that CD to A.A. Rashid, and A.A. Rashid took the CD to LA and shit changed.
So the CD goes to LA and everything changed, right? Tell us the first time you guys were on tour. Take us back to the first time you were on tour.
Well, the first show we ever did was Webster Hall. And
the first show you ever did was Webster Hall. That's pretty iconic.
First
pretty
show
iconic.
We ever did. I'm talking
venue.
about no practice, no rehearsal, no nothing. You know, we just went up there. Green Lantern is my DJ. So we was just up there. Yeah, we was up there. So, you know, Raekwon came out. You know, rest in peace, Prodigy. He came out. The Locks came out. We had Wu-Tang. We had the Locks, and we had Mobb Deep on the stage at the same time for our first show, sold out Webster Hall. First show ever.
What year was this?
Oh, shit. I had to be 17 or 18.
That's wild.
Yep. And then after that, we had that energy from that first show. It was like it was no stopping us. You know what I'm saying? We just kept. Rock Marcy was there that night. It was a lot of people. A lot of people was there that first show. Like I said, we never performed ever before that. And you know, it was packed. You couldn't even move. We killed it. And then we just went on tour after that. But now, like, we just felt that vibe. Like, one thing about it, you know, with us three on stage together, it's one of the best shows you could possibly get. You know what I'm saying? Because Conway is like, he electric. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be jumping. And it's crazy because we this age, but when we up there, it's like, we like one of them young boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, Conway up there going crazy. Then, you know, Benny just gonna spit them bars and have you going. He doing a lot of the Tana Talk 3 shit. He doing like a lot of the classic verses he did on the, you know, earlier, you know, music I was making for like the verses from like Shower Shoe Lords or Fly Guy. Like, he gonna give you all of that, you know, the plug. Then, you know, me, I'm gonna come out there with the personality. I'm more kind of like the MC. Like, I really like move the crowd. Like, I'm the one that's gonna talk the shit. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm big into wrestling, so I'm a big shit talker. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, just a showman. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I bring. Like I said, I'm the one that's gonna be on the stage. You know what I'm saying? It's the ladies in the house. You know what I mean? Or it might be only like 30 of them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, me and Jalen,
900 dudes, 30 females, and then I just come out as your pussy clean, say, you know what I mean? Like, I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Jalen and I were talking earlier about how, like, when I'm driving in the car and I'm listening to WWCD, like, I think to myself, like, why am I not moving enough bricks this month? Like, and I'm a suburban mom. Like, you know, it's just, it puts you just hear Westside Gunn, you hear that voice, and it just puts you in that mindset where it's like, you know, I want to like run some pockets.
Yeah, because like I said, you know, Benny and Conway is like true, like some of the GOATs when it comes to lyricism. Agreed. And like I said, I'm not too shabby myself. I'm dope too. A lot of people just don't get what I say. A lot of people like shit simplified. So when I'm talking about jail shit, if you've never been to jail, you don't get it. You're not even understanding even what I'm saying. Or like if I'm talking some designer shit, but you don't know nothing about designer, you don't know what I'm saying. If you're not a street dude, like people gonna relate to a Kendrick or a J. Cole quicker than a Westside Gunn, because those dudes is like your everyday, you know what I'm saying, average Joe kind of guys, college dudes, you know what I'm saying, kind of good dudes. But me, you know what I'm saying, I'm on there talking, I know where your mama stay, I know where that bitch stay. I'm saying shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, come here, bitch, and all of that. Like, that's me.
But even with people who wouldn't understand what that is, like, you make us feel like we're riding shotgun.
That's what I try to do. That's what I try to do. But trust me, it's a lot more people than you think that don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get it, you say I'm one of the best ever. If you don't get it, oh, he just ad-libs, or he's just the third member. They need to leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm Conway and Benny's favorite rapper because they know this shit is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know. So it's just like, you know, I just be thinking like, it really don't matter at this point because, see, it, you know, that was then. Like, now I influence some of the illest shit in hip hop today. I don't even know what it'll sound like without Westside Gunn coming in and doing what I was doing. Because even though these your favorite MCs, me strategically. You know what I'm saying? To like, what am I doing? What I'm saying? What I'm wearing? Where I'm at? Everything. And I know this for a fact because I talk to them all. You know what I'm saying? And I've been a part of a lot of shit people just don't know about. But it's not my job to be like, hey, yeah, I was a part of that. I was a part of that, because it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? As long as we pushing the culture forward, we doing what we doing. Absolutely. That's all that matter. You know what I'm saying? I rest in peace, Sean P. I got Sean P records. Rest in peace, MF Doom. I got MF Doom records. Rest in peace, Prodigy. I got Prodigy records. Like, I'm a person that can say that. I'm a person that, you know what I'm saying? I can call Hove right now, he gonna pick up. I could call Kanye right now, pick up. I remember I was talking to Kanye when he was running for president. He had to get off the phone to me to talk to the White House. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really like tapped in like that. When it comes to fashion, I'm really, you know, kicking it with Virgil. I'm really with the Just Dons. I'm really, you know, with all these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to the art, I'm really with these artists. It's not the music. I'm not sitting here capping. Like, if you really know me, you know, and the thing is, I don't follow nobody on social media. I only follow my 2-3 race all the pictures with Hoes and Travis Scotts and Kanye's and this, and that. You go on my page right now, I got maybe 10 posts with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I move so different because that shit don't move me. What moves me is taking care of my kids, my family, making sure I'm good. I just bought a house with a lake, with an elevator in it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, that's what moved me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, Westside Gunn is a one of one. You know what I'm saying? I can't really explain. It's like I just live my life, and now, you know, I don't know. It's like people loving what I do, but I really don't just go out my way to do nothing. I just wake up and do what I want to do, and that's what you see.
Well, to speak on your versatility, I don't want to put any labels on you, but I'm going to go ahead and say that naming your label and your collective Griselda is like light feminism, because there's so many notorious and under the radar kingpins who have impressive rap sheets, but you chose Griselda Blanco. Like, why her? And when did you hear about her story?
I mean, yeah, because I could have just, you know, named it after Sly Green. That's already my homie. Yes. He already one of the biggest gangsters in the world, and he's from Buffalo. Could have easily said Sly Records. Right. Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. When I was thinking of names, it wasn't for the records. It was for the clothing. So I wanted a female name. You see what I'm saying? Because female spend more money on clothes than men.
Correct.
Facts.
So I wanted to kind of like gravitate to the woman, because I know I'm gonna have the dudes regardless. So I'm like, if I name it after a woman, you know, now I can kind of like bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? And I just, you know, I peeped her story and I thought it was dope. But the thing is, I never, you know, it's even like when people talk about like the Hitler stuff, I never talk about Hitler. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I praise Hitler or hail Hitler, or it just was a spinoff, Devil Wears Prada, and it just went from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3 to 3 to 4. Right. It was nothing ever more. It's not like I ever spoke on him on anything. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was just the title. And the same thing with Griselda. It was like, I like the name, but it wasn't like all of a sudden I got a whole bunch of Griselda skits. Right. You know, and I'm talking about Griselda in every rhyme. I haven't mentioned that lady yet.
Well, are there any female rappers that you want to work with, or that you would put on an album or a mixtape?
I mean, I already have Armani Caesar. She one of the illest female MCs there is. So, and we just finished her second project. First one, you know, her first singles was with DJ Premier. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, she's incredible. I don't really need, you know, I mean, it's females that's dope. Right. It's not even about me rapping with a female. It's about actually linking her with another female. Exactly. It's not, no, I don't have to worry about it. For me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a strategic guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if Nicki Minaj wanted to do a song with me right now, I'd be like, yo, you know, I know that shit would be fire, but listen, I want you to hear this Armani shit real quick. Tell me what you think. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all two together you know, just for women in the culture, it'd be bigger than me and you. See, that's how I would approach it.
You are the fly god, and never feel like you got to dumb it down for people who don't get it. Because it's people like us that definitely get it. And we riding with you 110%. All love and respect, my brother. Looking forward to catching up and breaking bread soon.
Yeah, man. You know, we gotta go on the other show soon. You know, that's the thing too. You know, part A, side A just dropped last week. I was number one. Kanye took me down a notch. You know what I'm saying? And he know what he was doing too. Cause
you
soon as
helped
my
him.
shit was
You
number
helped
one,
him.
I said, yo, we've been waiting all this time for Donda. And then as soon as I drop my album and I go one for the first time, you know what I'm saying? And it feels good for me to go one, bro. I'm talking, we celebrating. I'm number one is Westside Gunn Day in Buffalo. So we celebrating the number one and his Westside Gunn Day at the same day. And next thing you know, Kanye come out the next day. I said, damn. And he knew what he was doing too, because as soon as he dropped, he texted me, told, what's up, bro? Damn. You know what I'm saying? So, but what a lot of people do know, a lot of people don't know is the album is 31 songs. So I only released 13. The other 18 dropping next week.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And real quick,
y'all heard that here first. Y'all heard that.
Real quick though.
18 more. Actually, I put, like I said, I'm a strategic dude. I threw those 13 songs out on purpose to see what the reaction was going to be. So everybody saying, oh, album of the year. Oh, man, this is that. This is a classic. This is one of your best. This is one of this, one of that. It can't even touch the second half. I did that literally on purpose.
Oh, man, we can't wait. Is there any truth to the rumors?
More legends. You know, the first half was only Denny LaFleur, Camouflage Monk, and Conductor Williams. The second half is Alchemist, Derringer, Madlib, Green Lantern, and plus those producers from side A.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there any truth to the rumors that this is your last?
The last Hitler.
The last Hitler. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm tired of I just want to kind of end that chapter. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I'm doing bigger things. I didn't know it was going to make it all the way to 8. You know what I'm saying? But I was just, because even when I was with Shady, you know, they was trying to get me to stop that shit immediately. You know what I'm saying?
I know they didn't want you to do one for all of the reasons I know.
Yeah, you know, but I didn't. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we was bumping heads because of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing about me. Like, I always been a boss my whole life. I never was somebody who just like was under somebody. Like, every crew I ever been with, I was the leader. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know, that's just me my whole life. So when I joined Shady, I already was, I was that guy already. You know what I'm saying? And when I went over there and they wanted me to stop that, I'm like, it's too late. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do. This is my part. You know, I was just going with my shit. They was trying to get me to change the covers, and they were trying, and I'm just like, respectively, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew who I was when you signed. You know what I'm saying? So you should have thought of that then. You're not about to sign me and then try to get me to switch my pitch. Obviously, this worked to get you to sign me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's what I'm saying. I move like a boss. And I don't ever think, now that I'm out the Shady deal, shout out to Paul Rosenberg too. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything didn't, go just according to plan, but I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying, for that opportunity that I had over there. And I got murals painted of me in Detroit and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of love, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to end this, you know what I'm saying? Because as big, I'm on the Kanye's and I'm with the hoes. I'm getting bigger in my career because I'm an executive. That's the thing too. People gotta understand.
Correct.
I own Griselda Records.
Right.
I'm just not, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, I'm signing Stove Gods and you know, Rome Streets and, you know, the Makamis and the Bodie Jameses and the Armani Caesars and all of these, you know, the second phase of the new wave about to come out. And I want them to be able to have great careers without that coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted to, like, since I didn't really cause too much controversy thus far, let me end it before it does. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Yes. And that's smart, because like, as a CEO, as a leader, and as a curator, and you mentioned this earlier, that title wasn't to offend anyone.
Correct.
It was a play off The Devil Wears Prada. And you're the fly guy.
So it just kept going. Like, that's what I'm saying. It was like it started just becoming like a Halloween tradition, because I drop them on Halloween. So once I took off with 2 and it went to LA, and then it was just like, okay, the third one I did in LA. You know what I'm saying? And then it was just like, I just kept every Halloween. It was just a tradition. So you know, like I said, I would have ended it at 7 with the Balenciaga coat one. I would have ended it then, but I felt like it needed its proper like piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to just end it like that without saying, okay, this is the last one.
Well,
because only thing what was gonna happen was the next Halloween, they're gonna be like, where it's at.
Correct.
So I at least wanted to give it, you know, its proper send off, because that's how I started in the first place with those tapes. But now, you know, it's a part of the next chapter now, and I think it's gonna go down as probably the illest mixtape series of all time, part 1 through 8. And I wanted to end it with a double album, because I felt, you know, Pac had a double album, Big had a double album, Wu-Tang had a double album, Bone Thugs had a double album. Like, all the greatest groups and MCs that we consider, you know, Hove, all the greatest MCs that we consider the greatest of all time had double albums. And I just wanted that a part of my history. So when people be like, okay, because honestly, I probably only have 1 or 2 more tapes in me. Like, I'm about to start my own wrestling shows. I'm about to do a lot of different things with the fashion. It's a lot of things that's going on that I already know that's happening, and deals that I'm a part of now, between wrestling, between fashion, between music. And I just took an executive position, even with another company as well, where I can't speak on it yet. The news should come out soon. But like, I'm on a whole nother level right now. But I had to give it its proper send off. Right. And like I said, what better way than like doing this double album? And, you know, now I'm good. Now it's like, if I do another album, it's no rush. You know, it's only 2 albums that I really even want to do, honestly, besides this, is another What Was Sheen Gonna Do, because I always want to do something with my family.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait.
Crazy. You know, people be trying to break us up and act crazy, and they try to throw negativity our way. Like, that's family. My cousin. That's my brother. Like, that's for life. That'll never change. Of course, family be having arguments, brothers fight, they do all of that. That's my family. That's that. You know, the people on the internet don't understand that we're brothers, we're cousins. So that, like I said, you know what I'm saying, that's never gonna change. That's nothing could ever break us up. You know, nothing. No money, no fee, what? Nothing. What can happen? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about that. So I would want to do something with my family and Gun Lib, me and Mad Lib. But that's it. You know what I'm saying? Them the only 2 ones I really want to do. After that, it's like, okay, I'll be 40. I'm not trying to rap at 40. You know, honestly, I'm just not trying to rap at 40.
Well, congratulations on part 1 and part 2. I can't wait for another WWCD.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Can't wait.
We appreciate the love, and thank you for taking the time. We'll definitely get up and break bread soon.
Man, we got to do it ASAP. You already know. I wore my Cardis just for you. I knew Bodie had his on.
No doubt.
I had to wear mine too.
No doubt, family. Boss up. Appreciate the love.
You already know, y'all. Peace.
Yes, indeed. Love.
I love.